Hmm. Hello? Hmm. Can anyone hear me? I'm afraid I can't see everyone or hear anyone, but that's all right. I'll go ahead and just assume that everyone can hear me for now, and I will continue on. So, hello. Happy Sunday to everyone. My name is Hunter Brown, and I am a linguistic researcher at the University of Bern in Switzerland, in Bern, the capital. Originally, I'm from the United States, from the state of New Mexico, but I work in Switzerland at present. And so I wanted, before beginning with my little introduction here, I wanted to first thank Mr. Ranglong of the Ranglong Youth Association for inviting me here to speak today and for introducing me to you all. So thank you very much. I would also like to thank, for introducing me to Mr. Ranglong himself, I would like to thank my good friend, Mr. Sikari Tiso of the Karbi community in Assam, who is a language activist and a recipient of the Linguistic Society of America's Excellent in Community Linguistics Award of 2021. So he introduced me to Mr. Ranglong, as I said, and so for that I would like to thank him very much. And so a little bit more about myself and what I do. So as I mentioned, I am a linguistic researcher. That means that I study language from a scientific and historical perspective. I'm very interested in the insights that language can give us about history, culture, human cognition, all these other fields. So from my perspective, the primary purpose of doing linguistic research is to describe and explain the highly complex and varied structure of different spoken languages as they are used in a variety of contexts by native speakers. This allows us to have a broader understanding of how human language works as a whole and how languages differ from one another. I'm particularly interested in the languages of Northeast India, and in particular, in Ranglong and related varieties. So the way that we go about that as linguists is through a variety of means. First of all, it is important as linguists to attempt to learn to speak the languages we study a little bit, if we can, and to interact with native speakers who speak the language fluently as their mother tongue in order to gain a better understanding of how the language works, how it's structured. And the other way we go about that, which is equally important, is to create recordings of spoken language in addition to other kinds of cultural practices and so on, which can be stored and used not only for research, but also can be made available for community use as well. And so that brings me on to my next thing I wanted to talk about, which is kind of the ways that the Ranglong community could potentially stand to benefit from working with a linguist such as myself, should you choose that that is what you would like to do. And so, first of all, as I just mentioned, a very important thing that linguists can help with is to create a permanent record of your language, as well as the various kinds of traditional cultural knowledge that it is that it carries, right? That it's a vehicle for. So these kinds of traditional knowledge would include things like traditional stories, folk songs, explanations of other sorts of cultural practices, such as traditional arts, crafts, um, farming techniques, and so on. And these permanent records, both in the form of writing, as in academic publications, scientific publications, but also recorded audio material, can be, as I mentioned, made available for future generations of Ranglong speakers to access should they decide they want to know more about the way Ranglong speakers talked and thought and understood the world in the days before them. And so these kinds of records can be made available to the community on a permanent basis. Another way in which communities stand to benefit from working with linguists is that this kind of descriptive work that I'm talking about, where we try to describe the structure of different languages, can form the basis for other kinds of linguistic materials, such as, for example, learning materials for children or for adults also, as well as things like translation guides and dictionaries and so on. Fortunately, actually, not that the Ranglong speakers are in much need of a dictionary right now, because there is already an amazing online dictionary resource that has already been developed within your community, which is amazing. But additionally, linguistic work can provide the basis for more detailed work on other aspects of Ranglong history and culture as well. Again, both by members of the community itself or with other outside researchers, if that is something that anyone should decide they want. And then finally, one other thing that we as linguists can offer is that we can help with different kinds of language-related projects and initiatives that originate in the community. In addition to, for example, learning materials and so on, we can help with things like standardization of scripts, or, as I mentioned earlier, dictionary projects, revitalization projects, really any kind of language-related project or initiative that a member or several members of the speech community is interested in conducting. We can help with that, and we are more than happy to help with that. So, of course, as linguists, our specialty is in the technical aspects of linguistic analysis. Of course, you as speakers are the experts in your language and the owners of your language, but we as linguists can offer different kinds of technical perspectives and expertise on these various kinds of language-related issues. So with that, I don't want to take too much of your time, so I will begin to go ahead and wind down now. But yeah, I just want to thank you all again for your time and for your attention, and for allowing me to come here and speak with you a little bit today about who I am and what I do. And with that, I will go ahead and cede the floor back to Mr. Ranglong. And one more thing, if anyone had any particular questions for me or things they would like to say to me, please feel free to ask Mr. Ranglong for my contact information, and you are more than welcome to reach out to me directly via WhatsApp or email. So again, thank you very much, and have a happy rest of your Sunday. Thank you.